this world viewpoint, ये हमारे पूरे इतिहास में अनादिकाल से जो हमारा एग्जिस्टेंस रहा है, उसमें हमने ये निर्णय कभी लिया ही नहीं था सिंसियरली अपने आप को समझने का, ये मोक्ष मार्ग में दृष्टि बदलने का। तो दिस कोर्स इज अ वे ऑफ चेंजिंग द वे यू लुक एट थिंग्स। हम बाहर की दुनिया नहीं बदल रहे हैं, हम दुनिया को देखने का नजरिया बदल रहे हैं। और ये नजरिया बदल जाता है तो संसार से मोक्ष मार्ग की शुरुआत हो जाती है। सो वंस अगेन वेलकम टू दिस फैमिली, क्योंकि अब हम वो लोग हैं जो आपस में हाउ टू लुक एट थिंग्स डिफरेंटली इस बात पे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। हमेशा एक बात मुझे लगती है कि जब हम रोज गंदे होते हैं और रोज नहाते हैं, एक भी दिन नहीं छोड़ते हैं, यदि छूट जाता है तो हमें बेचैनी लगती है, गंदगी फील होती है और हम सोचते हैं कि कब मैं वापस जाऊं और नहाऊं। तो क्या सिर्फ शरीर की गंदगी ही गंदगी है? हमारे मन में जो गंदगी होती है, जो राग द्वेष उत्पन्न होते हैं, जो स्ट्रेस होता है, जो आकुलता होती है, इसको भी तो रोज एक ब्रेन वॉश चाहिए। तो स्वाध्याय करना ये ब्रेन वॉश का बेस्ट तरीका है। और उसमें जो डिसिप्लिन नहीं आ पाता है या फिर हमें समझ में नहीं आता है, इसलिए हम स्वाध्याय नहीं कर पाते हैं यूजुअली। दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम विद अस मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स। अगर आप लोगों से पूछेंगे कि रोज मैं आपसे कहूं आप 1 घंटा स्वाध्याय क्यों नहीं करते हैं, व्हाई नॉट, तो लोग बोलेंगे कि भाई हम चाहते हैं पर बियॉन्ड अ सर्टेन पॉइंट हमें बातें समझ में ही नहीं आती हैं। बेसिक समझ में आते हैं, झूठ नहीं बोलना, चोरी नहीं करना, उसके बियॉन्ड वी गेट स्टक। यदि हम लोगों से पूछें कि आप स्वाध्याय किसी गुरु से क्यों नहीं करते हैं, सुनकर क्यों नहीं करते हैं, तो अगेन आपकी प्रॉब्लम ये आएगी कि भाई उनका ऑलरेडी सब्जेक्ट चल रहा है एक सर्टेन सीक्वेंसिंग में। मैं आज जागा हूं। अब कोई भी स्कूल में किसी भी क्लास में आप किसी भी लेक्चर में किसी भी कहीं से भी तो शुरू हो नहीं सकते हो। हम फिल्म भी देखते हैं तो शुरुआत से अंत तक देखते हैं, वेब सीरीज भी देखते हैं तो सीजन 1 से देखते हैं। ऐसा तो नहीं होता है कि जो जब खुल जाए जहां से खुल जाए, 10 मिनट है अपन ने कुछ भी देख लिया, ऐसा तो नहीं करते हैं।
I'm just sorry, Sonopati ji, just to interfere. I hope everyone can understand Hindi, or else you prefer English, then Sonopati ji can use more of English. Please, I mean, if anybody has any issue with Hindi, I just to remind, because this is an English batch, no, that's
Oh,
why.
yes, sorry, I thought it was a English
So,
one, so my
yeah,
bad.
please, no, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, have you been with me so far, or should I just switch to a total English now onwards? So far,
It's
so good?
fine if you mix everything, it's fine.
Oh, perfect, great. Zeal, I hope you have understood. I'm the youngest one in the group.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect, great then. Excellent. So anyways, but I'll switch to more of English now. So, yeah, where were we? We were talking about the brainwash part. So, it's very, very critical that, no, I was telling you the logic of, why we don't even follow a certain guru, or why we don't watch a movie from wherever, randomly. So, yeah, so the point here is that the beauty is when you're following something systematically. The beauty is when you start from zero, you understand the fundamentals, then gradually you move forward. So here, in the science of spirituality, the spiritual science is what we are talking about. It's a science. And if it's a science which can pull you out of all the miseries and the depression and the stress of the world and take you to another horizon of complete total peace forever, it's a very powerful science. And it needs to be given due attention systematically in a disciplined fashion, gradually. And hence, this course, although it may look like a 5-year long course, it's very, very, I mean, you may feel it's very long, but if you're counting the number of hours that you spend, it's not a lot. Why? Because it's for 2 hours a week. Normally, when your kids go to school, I mean, they would cover this 5 years of course in half a year probably. So it's more about building your habits. Ideally, you should not just spend the 2 hours in a week. It should be much more. Because again, as coming back to, it's a brain wash. Even if you bath for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that's fine. But a bath should happen every single day. So swadhyay, reminding yourself, revising the content, understanding the basics and the concepts of the facts and the world, this should happen daily because it gives you a wider viewpoint of the universe that you live in. Right now, we are very, 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 what do you say, nearsighted. You're only looking at things which are very closer to you. You have to become far-sighted now. You have to start looking at the bigger picture. So this is what this course is going to do. We again always feel that a compounder, a doctor has an assistant, the most junior, most assistant. A compounder, even if he assists the surgeon or the doctor for his entire life, he will still never become a surgeon. But a doctor, when he systematically studies and, he understands the subject thoroughly, becomes a surgeon, and you pay him lakhs of rupees to do his job. So similarly here as well, I mean, a lot of you must already be doing Swadhyay, I'm assuming. You must already be hearing lectures. You must already be interested in, spiritual science. It's not systematic. So some of you may feel at times that, aren't we starting with too much of basics? I already know this part, but it's fine. You can still go again, repeat it once again. Why? Because the way this course is structured to convey you the meaning, it's a brick in the process of building a big wall, and the foundation cannot be left weaker. So that's one aspect, that it's very critical for you to understand the basics and fundamentals and then move forward. A lot of times you will feel the teacher is not taking a lot of depth in the subject which you wanted. Don't you worry about it. It's a 5-year course, right? So day one, you will not do your PhD. Maybe the introduction part of Nimit Upadan will be basic, and then the entire book is there in the syllabus after a couple of semesters. So have patience. Everything will happen gradually. Same subjects will be taken into depth in the subsequent semesters. So you have to be fine with the way this has been structured. Believe in us. We have worked over it for years. We have experimented with a lot of students before you. We have more than 5,000 students. So it's the right thing to do. Another aspect is, what is so unique about this course? You don't have to just understand the science. It's an art as well, which means we have to understand the concept first and then see how are you going to apply it in your daily lives for decision making, for problem solving, for stress management. Because that is what the real religion or spirituality is all about. It's not a theory. It's a practical science, which means when you say the word practical, it's an art. It has to seep deep within you to become your attitude. Even in your dreams, this is the way you will start living. And for that to happen, a lot of repetition has to happen. And how will that repetition happen? Whenever you are learning any certain concept, any concept for that matter, even if it's, say, for example, because you're talking about Nimit Upadan. Nimit Upadan, you have understood maybe as the terminology goes, or the definition goes, or the examples they have mentioned in the book. But every time, you get hit by the corner of a table, and there was excruciating pain, maybe in your last finger of the toe. What do you do at that point in time? You blame the table, the person who kept the table there, and you think about, hello, this is a nimitta. Oh, no, no, then you will blame your pap karma, the sins, because it's my own karma which is giving me this, I got hurt because of it, these fruits. No. And then you'll be like, Upadan means me, myself. I had in me at this moment to feel the pain, and hence I'm feeling the pain. But again, this is not what needs to be, because a nimitta cannot force upadan. So there will be lot of layers, to each concept, which you will apply to real life, and then you will start realizing that there was a lot of value because it gave you instant peace. It will do the job of a painkiller as well as, it will cure you from within permanently. That's the power these principles have. Now, coming to another aspect of exams. Some of you may feel that, I mean, been there, done that, this is not my age. I mean, I have done it. I mean, maybe it's good for Zeal. She's still, habituated to be, studying, or a Viranshi who's been giving exams on and off. Keep us out of this. But, see, this is not the rote learning pattern as we are seeing. We are focusing on the practical application. So the way the assignments and the exams are structured, they are part of the entire syllabus to ensure a different perspective gets built into you. And how's that? Like, we have life-changing practical application case studies. They are called LCPA case studies. It's an assignment. You will be given certain case studies, and then you will have to act as one of the characters, or, give your perspective to the case study and solve that problem. And sometimes the case study will be on you and not the characters there. Now, you have been given 10-15 days to write, maybe half a page or 1 page of an answer to that case study. It's not so that you get done with it in 5 minutes or you say, I'll skip the assignment. Why is it needed? I am anyways attending the lectures. I understand what is being taught. That is not the way to go, because when we have given you that case study, we want you to sleep over it. We want you to live it. We want you to think about it for the next 1 week. Live your life from that perspective. Keep repeating that concept again and again to find 3 main problems where, this case study is fitting in around you, in the world around you. And then write the answer. Because that will put you into a situation where you are using the concept in every situation. You're watching a movie, you are in a party, you are at office, or you're socializing, but still it is at the back of your mind. And we want this to happen not only with the questions which are there in the case study, but everything that you are learning in this course. So that is how the assignments are structured. Even if you will be playing the Gandhar and summarizing a certain class, you will realize that when you had to summarize it, and when you were making notes and hearing from the perspective of retaining, what was said, and I have to summarize it in 5 minutes, the kind of benefit, the takeaway, the value add through that is immense. So you don't have to only do it when it's your turn. You can do it in all the lectures also. So this is how all the assignments have been structured, more of an experience, more of reinstating what you have learned, and more of giving you another depth to the entire process. The course has been structured in such a way that you will have to do the swadhyay of the same subject minimum 5 to 6 times in a semester. If you don't do that, you'll get stuck. Once when the teacher is explaining you, second when you will be hearing the summary of that subject, third when you are doing the 3 assignments, so another 3 times. And one before the final exam, you will have to do the swadhyay. It's open book. We are not expecting you to ratify things, but 5 to 6 times, if you have gone through the same subject in depth, we do realize that it will keep opening up different layers to you, and you will realize that, our shastra are like ocean. You keep going deeper, and there's so much more depth down there. So that's the idea behind this. The final exams are open book. Again, we are not testing how much you retain in terms of the concepts. Yes, not in terms of just the vocabulary or the text. Why? Because they are very tricky questions. Only if you have understood the subject, they will be like MCQ, true and false and stuff like that, match the columns. It's out there. You have 3 to 4 hours for a paper which can be solved in half an hour. You have your book in front of you, but you will only go right if you have understood the concept well. So the exams are also a part of the learning. Do it. And people who get answers wrong benefit more than the people who get answers right by fluke. Because only then you will realize that this is what I had still not understood, in spite of thinking all the while that I was right here. People who by fluke sometimes say in MCQ, one of these are right anyways, so just mark it and you're very happy. you rather don't mark, I would say. Because that happiness is illusion, isn't it? You think you know, but you don't know still. So this is the entire process. This course is an art. Most of the people have told us after 5 years, initially they felt it was too long, but after 5 years, they very soon realized that no, we need this now. And hence they have demanded for masters, and we launched masters as well. A lot of people come back as teachers or they come back as volunteers. The idea is basically we need an excuse to do Swadhyay systematically. And this is one of the best excuse that we can get right now. This will be a family. So all of you students amongst yourself also should talk, be in touch, meet if you can at times, because again, that helps a lot. This is the group where you can discuss when you are stuck, and they will understand, what can be the best way. So basically what I'm trying to say is Tattva Charcha, a lot of discussion on this subject should also happen offline apart from the classes. You have a great teacher, Anubhav ji. For the first time, he's taking one of the batches here. So you are very fortunate. And, it will happen during the course of these 5 years, because we're talking about a 5-year duration. You may feel demotivated at times for certain reasons. You may have personal problems. You may have, professional problems, health related issues, things like that. Or sometimes out of the 4 Kashai, any of them will, become strong enough. Maybe you're not getting the respect you had thought. Maybe you felt insulted at times. Maybe the volunteers, the team leaders did not respond to you on time. There may be, n number of reasons which may sometimes, you know, push you to drop out or start missing the classes. Those are the moments, of your real exams, of your real tests, the real testing times, as you would say. Because, as I said, this is historical. In Anadi Kal, since time infinity, we have never taken this decision. This time we have come on the right path, but if you drop out, again, we are on the same wrong path. I mean, any task completed 10% or 20% is not 100% completed. So we have to see it through the end. And the end is not the completion of this course. The end is total Vitrakta. So we have begun, our journey on this path. But this is your brain, which should keep telling you all the time that come what may, in any testing times, I will not give up. I will see it through the end. And let me tell you, most of the students, last two things, have given us a feedback that their life starts changing within 6 months of joining the course. Which means after the first semester, things start changing. People start looking at things differently. So give yourself that time. Don't judge immediately. Don't drop out immediately. I mean, even if you are thinking about, you're in two minds at any stage, give it some time, let it build up, and you will start seeing the difference. So I would like to once again reiterate that we should make this promise to ourselves. एक प्रतिज्ञा ले लेनी चाहिए हमें that once we have started, हम स्वाध्याय करना नहीं छोड़ेंगे. And secondly, we should also make sure that we not only attend the lectures, but also go through the recordings after that, because we are no aklank, we are no niklank also. We need a time to grasp, understand, retain. Only listening to the lectures is not enough. You should have the books in front of you all the time while listening to the lectures. After the lectures, you should revise through the books. I mean, take it very, very sincerely, academically. And the last point, which I also want to leave you with, is a lot of people come to us after joining the course, after 3, 4 months or 5 months or 6 months, and then they say, can my family members or friends also join this batch? But it's already late for them, because then we will have new batches right in the next year straight. So if your words have any value, if your inspiration works, try to add the people who are your near and dear ones to the same batch where you have joined, because that helps you, that helps them, and it's good in the longer term. So with this, I would like to again come to the logical conclusion of handing over this lecture to your teacher, who's already joined, I guess, now. And if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to ask.
Ganapati Jai Janendra, I just want to say thank you for being the founder of this wonderful organization. And you're very right. We're very lucky to have Anupavji. You know, we were fortunate to have him in London for Parishan. So it's wonderful to be part of this journey. Just want to say thank you to you and all the volunteers and of course Anupavji. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. The pleasure is also ours. Even this is our excuse to, be in the same journey with you. So, okay, great. Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, this might sound very negative, but it's not coming across as negative. I just want to ask a request if the lesson can be condensed to 1.5 hours instead of 2 hours. And if you want to take a vote, then please do so. But my feeling is that I think a person can only stretch their mind to 1.5 hours instead of 2 hours, which, I think, you can probably take in all the information. So it's up to you. You can continue for 2 hours, but I just wanted to suggest that.
So if the question is for me, see, we do promote a lot of 2 classes of 1 hour each. Because of course, as far as the attention span is concerned, that makes more sense. But a lot of people, our students, are working students, they can't take out more than a day in a week. And 2 hours in a stretch does work for them. And we need 2 hours a week on the minimum, because the syllabus will start getting vaster gradually. What, of course, the teacher can usually do is we have split the syllabus into different parts, so that they are they're not only taking one single topic all the time, but they are changing to sometimes assignments. So there are breaks. Sometimes a certain poem is being explained, sometimes certain other aspects are being done, and it will be very interactive and engaging as well. So I am okay in case if the batch wants to split into 2 sessions, if it works for the teacher and the students both. But if it doesn't, I can't reduce the overall hours of the entire semester, the teaching hours of the entire semester. So you have to manage however you manage that.
To add to this point, I would just like to say that, basically there are many self study books also, but due to the language barrier, or even often due to the students type, teachers have option to choose whether they want to go in depth in the self study books, or if they feel that the students who are there, they are dedicated enough and they can understand by just little bit of summary of the books, and they can leave it on the students. Or also then I mean the hours can be reduced a little bit. Otherwise, yes, the portion is very vast. Also to say, I mean, many of these concepts, especially because it's going to be in English, may require detailed understanding. So yeah, definitely, if Anubhavji and if the students in a couple of weeks from now, because this is a 5 year is a very big commitment for everyone to adjust, as even for you as well as for Anubhavji. But over a period of few weeks, if Anubhavji feels, and even you all feel that okay, you can adjust one more day or an extra class every once a week, or once in 2 weeks, and cover up, then the pace that way can be managed. But otherwise, yes, the portion is quite wide. It's quite
I'll
vast.
just add to this. See, what we are trying to do in the 5 years is, we want you to be introduced to all the terminological words that are used in the Jain spiritual science. So every concept, every terminological word, every siddhant is explained in depth in the initial years. Then what we have tried to do is, all the major books of the 4 Anuyog, we have kept parts of those so that you understand the style of the acharya, you understand the language, you understand the content also. So we have tried to keep the minimum of that also as much possible, so that after 5 years, the goal is that you will be capable to do independent swadhyay of any Jain Shastra by yourself and understand it in depth without the help of a teacher also. Now to condense so much into 5 years and with only 2 hours a week, and then one month of exam also is kind of a little lull time. So reducing on the syllabus is very difficult. Reducing on the hours is also a little difficult. So whatever you do, if you maintain the 2 hours a week in whatever fashion, you take a break after 1 hour for 10 minutes if you want. I mean, those things can be, worked around with.
Yeah, so in our batch, I mean, even I'm a student, but in our batch also, what we do is, after an hour, we give a break of around 5 to 7 minutes to lighten the moment and freshen up, and then again we conduct. So that is left to the teacher and the students. But yeah, that is a good practice to take a break for 5 to 10 minutes in between. And also, yeah, I mean, one more point what I'd just like to add over here is that, this course is in layers. It is not one section and one subject. It's basically in layers. If you see overall, right now you'll be starting with Balbodh, and then later on Vitrag Vigyan will be there. Then again ahead Tattva. Most of the topics they keep repeating, but the depth goes on increasing. So, what will happen is that you may have a lot of curiosity to complete one particular thing at a stretch, one particular concept at a stretch, because, you may have your previous notions about it also, maybe little depth of one subject and not of the other one. What we want you to do is, to maybe try to unlearn few things and then relearn again in a fresh way with a fresher perspective, because, Balbodh itself, if you ask, Balbodh, the experts feel that the content in Balbodh itself is so much that, if you really focus, then you can get, Samyak Darshan by Balbodh itself only. Because, and the everything rest is an expansion of that itself, But this grows with maturity and how the course matures and how our understanding in layers, keeps on getting deeper and deeper. So don't worry, certain subjects you may feel that, array, it's just getting brushed up. But, again, it will repeat, again, it will repeat. And the teachers and the syllabus has been, designed in such a way that, no subjects or no mainly concepts will go untouched and incomplete over a period of time, but it will just progress as the maturity of the entire batch and the understanding clarifies more and more. So yeah, we have a very good syllabus there. I see a few questions, so I'll just take I mean, with regards to books and syllabus, we will share you details in the batch. We have a Moodle app which is there, which is for the simplification of the entire process of our learning, where we conduct the exams and everything. Of course, we are under upgradation. That app is under upgradation, so we will be releasing a new version of that very soon, maybe in couple of weeks, where then we will take the registrations. Normally we do take the registrations and fee collections and everything usually before the batch starts, but this time, because our app is under upgradation, we have not yet informed you guys, but soon we will have more and more instructions. And you have a team leader already. One, Swati ji has already volunteered, and I'm very grateful that she has taken up this responsibility, and a big congratulations and thanks to her. And also we have asked for one more volunteer, so we as a second team leader, in case Swati ji is not available sometime. So after this class, if anybody feels that they can spend some time, it's not very big things, it's just small things, just coordination. Like you see in the class batch, I try to motivate people to join, send reminders, please join, please join. It's these simple things, just to keep everybody motivated and hooked on to this batch. So that's the key. And provide some basic, often what happens, we share a link of books in the batch, and then if somebody has missed out and somebody asks again, so we just want proactive team leader who can just help and assist the people, because we may have senior citizens over here also, and we may have youngsters also. I see Viranshi over here, she's a very young kid. Of course, she knows probably more than me also, because I've listened to her. She's from Dubai, I guess. I mean, she was in our junior batch, right, Viranshi? You were in our junior batch, and I know, she knows a lot of things. So similarly, we may have different people from different age band, and they may need some hand holding. So team leaders basically are the bridge between teachers and management and the students over here. So it's not too much. So we request somebody to come up and say that okay, I'm willing to spend some time. And besides that, yes, the books links will be sent. We have limitations to English books availability in hard copy, but we have most of them in the soft copy. So the syllabus links which I will send will be having the ebooks, you can directly download them and take a printout, as well as there is a books form which will be sent out soon, because our course ideally starts from January with Vidrag Vigyan. Till November and December is mainly for Balbodh, which is a pre-preparatory for the Vitrag Vigyan, the main syllabus. The exams which are based, or the test or the assignments will all start from Vitrag Vigyan, which will be from the January to June, the portion. And before that, these 2 months are pre-preparatory to set the foundation. And but they are very important. Even if you have gone through Balbodh in the past, now when you go through again, you will see a complete different angle to it. So I request that, don't consider that, okay, we already attended Balbodh. It's okay, if I skip a few classes, because, you'll miss that link. So please attend all the classes, or if you miss out, please do watch the recordings. And yes, I mean, any doubts, we are always there. We volunteers are here to guide you. We may not be able to respond immediately, but we will try as much as possible. And don't worry about the fees or the books and everything. Everything will come time to time. Don't stress about those things. And also, yes, as Swanbhuti ji said, that please try to motivate your more and more friends, because that will be like, okay, at times, we may have lows and highs. So in our lows, our friends will just say, "Arey, attend for me, like, this class, like, don't miss out, or why did you miss out, like, like procrastination is something which we all are still fighting to avoid. And but definitely Anubhav ji, he has much more things to add. I mean, I'm still a student, but and Anubhav ji is a very big expert in this, and we are really fortunate that Anubhav ji has taken up this class. And I mean, you guys are really going to have a great class. So all the best. And anything, we are always here. Please feel free.
I am just last point adding here is that, see, we have no paid employees with more than 75 batches, 5,000 plus students, 40, 50 teachers. This entire course is run by the students, who become volunteers and start contributing in the management. So Apurva Bhai himself is a businessman plus a student, and he's taking care of everything, all the management, like a CEO, you can say, of Parmagam Honors. And we have a huge team of minimum another 30, 40 people working very hard on this. All are students. So it's very important for you to know two things here, that if they are students and they have their own lives and they have their studies and they have their exams, sometimes they may not respond immediately. So please do understand. Sometimes, some students are very rough on the volunteers. So please try to avoid that. Also, we would invite you to become volunteers. If you have any strength areas, if you'd like to contribute any amount of time, maybe an hour, 2 hour, or any kind of expertise that you come from. So please feel free to come on this side of the table as well. Thank you so much. And now I think over to Anubhav ji to start the class. That's about it. Apurva bhai, you are on mute. You're saying something.
Yeah, Anubhaji, sir, if you not had the introduction session last time, maybe like, today you can just like, you can feel free if today or maybe next time you can have an introduction so that, everybody knows each other, and like, that way you can start off. So we'll leave it to you now, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Great, great, great. So thank you so much for such beautiful induction, Swanbhuti. And I'm filled with gratitude for, having this opportunity to be part of Parmagam Honors. This is also first time for me, like everybody else in this team. So I'm really thankful, and I am hoping and I'm assured that we're going to have a great time together, and the life is going to be a bit more on easier side for us if we have on our side Majin Mani. And I'm really looking forward to this journey with each one of you. And I cannot be more grateful to you, Swanbhuti Di and Apur Bhai, also for coordinating it so well. Thank you so much. चलिए हम लोग शुरू करते हैं आज के सेशन को. We start this session with Mangalacharan, and let's see how it goes. Namo Arhantaram, Namo Siddharam, Namo Ayariyaram, Namo Uvachayaram, Namo Lui Sabsahuram. Mangalam Bhagwan Viro, Mangalam Gautamo Gani, Mangalam Kunda Kundakyo, Jaina Dharmo Sumangalam, Sarva Mangalya Mangalyam, Sarva Kalyana Karakam, Pradhanam Sarva Dharmanam, Jainam Jaitu Shasanam, Jainam Jaitu Shasanam, Jainam Jaitu Shasanam. मोक्षमार्गस्य नेतारं भेत्तारं कर्मभूभृतां ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये. So we all meet after a long break, and I'm sure that everybody's Diwali was really good, well celebrated. And to me, Diwali is a very, very spiritually uplifting celebration because the 24th Tirthankara, he attained nirvana, he attained liberation from all the karmas on that very day. Yeah, Kartik Krishna Amavasya. So it becomes such an important event in the life of everybody who is celebrating the Jainism of propagated by Tirthankar Rishabdev, Tirthankar Mahavir. And why so? Because if you believe in the happenings of Diwali, then you'll have to believe in so many different things. So why do you celebrate Diwali? One reason can be because the Ram returned to Ayodhya. That is the generally perceived notion that okay, it is the return of Lord Ram to his own country after defeating Ravana, and he brought Sita ji along with him. This is the general conception about Deepavali is so that everybody has lit diyas and the celebration of lights happening. But when we think about Jain philosophy, this day holds a very different significance. It says that, okay, on this very day, Tirthankar Mahavir Swami passed away. Did he pass away? We'll not say that he passed away. We'll say he did not go away, he attained. He attained nirvana. So he was liberated. And when you say the simple word liberation, it says, okay, so was he not free before being liberated? Because to liberate is to be free. So and he was a prince, and then he became a king as well, and then he attained Diksha, and he just he let goes everything, and then he does all the penance, all the tap, and then he attains salvation. So, in all his story, like right from the childhood to his being prince, to his going to the courts of a king, and then he becoming a Muniraj, and then he becoming a Arihanta. And suddenly you're saying that, okay, finally on this day, he's free, he's liberated. So, was he not free before attaining the liberation, before the day of Diwali? That is the question. And if he was not free, then all that we hear in stories is that he was never chained, he was never put behind any bars, he was having a good life. So, what is it that he is now free from? And then we hear some words like that he's free from all karmas. So, the karmas. So, do you believe in karmas? Just to say that, okay, on this day, Mahavir Bhagwan attained nirvana, he attained salvation. You'll have to believe in so many different things. The first thing that you'll have to believe that, okay, if there is a free state, if there is a liberated state, means there is also the state of bondage where you're not free. And you're not free. It's not the chains that bind us. It's not the rooms that we are locked inside. It's not a punishment that we can see very visibly. It's not that visible to everybody. That okay, if you'll ask me, am I a free man or am I a caged man? I would proudly say that I'm a free man. I'm living in a free country. So all of us are free, right? We celebrate our freedom as well. Every 15th of August, we say, okay, happy Independence Day, and we all are independent, right? So then, what type of dependence are we talking about? What type of non-liberated state are we talking about when we are saying that Mahavir Bhagwan attained liberation? He attained mukti, moksha on this day. So first, you have to appreciate this core belief which subconsciously rests if you think that okay, Mahavir Bhagwan went to moksha. Means you acknowledge the existence of two states. One is where you're free, the other where you're not free. Yeah. We'll give these two states two different names. The state where you're free, we'll call it mukti or moksha or liberated space, right? So the liberate, the state of liberation. The state where you're not free, that will be called samsara. Yeah, so that makes two types of jiva, samsari and mukta. Mukt means who are free, who are liberated beings. The others are not liberated, so they are bonded with karma. So if you think that Mahavir Bhagwan got liberation on the day of Diwali, and if you say Happy Diwali, being Jain, that Mahavir Bhagwan Swami के निर्वाण दिवस की बहुत बहुत बधाई, ये आपको शुभ हो. If you have done some WhatsApp messages like this, if you have told you people like this, okay, Bhagwan Mahavir का मोक्ष कल्याणकम सभी को शुभ हो. If you have done something like this, that you went to the temple, you along with you took one gola and ladu, nirvan ladu, and if you have offered it in front of the deity in temple, and you've said that, okay, Bhagwan Mahavir ke Nirvan Kalyana ki jai ho. If you have recited in temple the Nirvan Kanda, all the Tirthankaras are going to Nirvan, and where we are just naming that from this place, from Kailasha, Rishabh Dev went to the Moksha, from Sammed Shikhar, 20 Tirthankaras went to, from Girnargiri, Neminath Bhagwan went to Moksha, right? From Pavapuri, Mahavir Bhagwan attained Nirvana. So we are doing this. It means that we are acknowledging that we believe in two states. One state where the soul is free, the other state is where the soul is not free. I want to ask you guys, are you guys free or the state of dependence? Yes. What do you say? Milab bhai, are you free?
I, no, we're dependent.
We're not free, but I see no shackles. I see, I'm actually free to move away from this session. You cannot stop me if I just turn off my Zoom. You cannot do anything. How do you say that I am dependent or I am in a state which is not free? How can you say that? What do you think, Viranshi? Are you free or not? Yes. Yes, Vishwaji, you want to say something? Yes, you're free or not? Yeah.
We are not free because we are bonded by the materialistic things around us, or we are bonded by the body that we are in right now. And once we attain nirvana, we sort of
Yes. Good,
give
good.
that
That's
up, we
good.
give up the materialistic things. So that is where the bondage and non-bondage comes in.
Yeah. So all type of bondage is not with shackles and handcuffs, and you have to get chained, you have to get attached to a certain pole, or you have to be caged behind the bars. No, not all bondages work like that. There are some bondages, there are some sort of dependence which are garnered, which are celebrated, and they're celebrated over times. And it's called a very peculiar effect when we try to read about the case studies of this effect. That if there is a kidnapper and he kidnaps a victim, and that victim remains with kidnapper for a longer duration of time. Somehow, the victim who has been kidnapped develops some sort of emotions towards the kidnapper. He starts feeling like, okay, he has only kidnapped me, but he gives me food every day. He's such a nice person. I have good dwelling, I get good sleep. He has not hurt me. He's just kidnapped me. Yeah, anybody knows what this effect is called? It's a very simple name it has, which is used in psychology. This type of name.
Stockholm
Anybody?
syndrome. Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome. The doorkeeper, the gatekeeper of your prison becomes your best friend somehow. And you somehow start looking after that person, and oh, he is actually guarding my jail. So he's in a way doing a favor to me. So Bhagwan Mahavir said that see, there are two types of dependencies. One which we perceive as dependence and we want to get rid of. The other which we do not perceive as dependence and rather we find it rather a comforting dwelling where we want to live freely. We want to live inside those doors, inside that house, like while you're inside your house. Are you caged or are you free? So if I put a bird inside a bird cage, you will find the bird caged. It's not free. But ask that bird who is living in that cage for like now a year, and it starts thinking that okay, it's such a good dwelling, and then you replace that cage with a bigger one, the bird will become happier. Oh, this cage is better. Yeah, you replace that cage with an entire room, and then you decorate. You put pots over here of food, you put jars of water over there, and you decorate the whole room. The bird will go crazy. This is heaven. This is the place where I belong. This is what I deserve. Yes. So the notion of bondage, the notion of dependence, it's very psychological. So there is very bleak difference between the room that you're living in and the room that you'll have to live if in case you go to a jail. Both are the rooms, right? Here only you have that notion that this lock, I decide when it gets locked, I decide when it gets opened. There, somebody holds the key. And that makes this room far more dangerous place than that lockup. Because if you are inside a lockup, you would do every bit of effort to get free from that locker. But when you are in a comfortable, luxurious house, you just want to make it bigger. You just want to make it more beautiful. You do not want to leave this house. Bhagwan Mahavir told us that, okay, I am out of this madness and I'm not here for any sort of dependence. So, before we are starting to talk about the basics of Jainism, let's first figure out what we already subconsciously know. We know that there are two states. One state is of samsara, the other state is of mukta dasha. Those who attain salvation, they are called the Mukta Jiva. Those who are on the path of attaining the salvation will be giving them the names of Parmeshthis. And those people who are not trying to even break free, who are contented with this mundane state, those who are good to go with their routine, ordinary lives, they are called Samsari Jivas, and they are the Jivas to whom Tirthankar Mahavir, through his Divyadhvani, has shown the path to liberation, that he asked us to rise above our opinions of our petty lives and look for the skies for what all awaits, what is the true potential which we all have, right? So, two things. The moment we say Diwali, you have to acknowledge two things. Then, when you acknowledge two states, then the question comes okay, so if I'm dependent or if I'm in the stage of bondage, what is it that is binding me? No shackles, no chains, no bars, no cage. And I have every right to, if I want to go and have a long drive, I have my car keys with me. I just take my car out and I go wherever I want to go in this country. I'm free. So I have the notion of being free. In no way you can tell me that, okay, I am a dependent soul and I am not completely free. So then comes the next terminology that we all must know for sure, that it is not the things that bind us, it is the notion which moves all these things. We call that notion karma. So we're talking about karmic bondage. We're not talking about the physical bondage which is visible in this material world. Like, you have ropes tied to you, you have tape over your lips, you have shackles, you have chains, you have rooms. No, it is the word called karma. Yeah. So Mukta Jiva is free from karma. Samsari Jiva is dealing with karma on regular basis and it's dependent on karma. Evidence? Evidence? You think you control hell lot of things in your life, but do you know how to breathe? How many of you breathe? How many of you all are breathing right now? Yes.
Yes,
So you know how to breathe or breathing happens?
it happens.
Out of 24 hours, how many times do you consciously breathe? Oh, I have to breathe in, breathe out. Like when you do not
Hardly.
pay any attention to your breathing, does it also happen then? Yeah. Okay. How many of you know how to get your heart beating every moment? How many of you control your heart? This is so basic. The very thing which is keeping me alive is my breathing power, is my beating heart. Yes. And that one thing that I'm not doing. Each one of us is not doing any of the beating of the heart, any of the breathing in and breathing out. Think about it. You do not even remember. I asked you that, did you breathe today? When was the last time somebody asked you that? When did somebody say, did you forget to take your breaths today? Nobody. Did you like, and just imagine if you have to breathe, if you have to beat your heart every time, that not be a tragedy? My mom tells me to count how many times this cooker makes its whistle. And she says, okay, turn it off after 3 whistles. And I forget. I forget that. I will always be confused. Is it 2 whistle or is it 4 whistles? Is it too soon or is it too late? I'll always be. Because if you ask me to keep track of whether my heart is beating or not, I have this phone. What if when I have to beat my heart, a notification comes in? What if somebody likes my Instagram photo? Will I check that comment or will I beat my heart? So I am a very delusional being. I'm very easily distracted. It's good that I am not entrusted with the duty, with the responsibility of beating my own heart. But if I'm not, then at whose mercy the body is functioning? At whose mercy the blood is flowing through all my veins? At whose mercy all the body parts are getting their oxygen, all the nerve cells are transmitting all the thoughts, all the actions, all the reflexes that I need to function as a human being? Who must be entrusted with this thing? Can you guys control when you have to sneeze or when you do not have to sneeze, when you have to cough and when you do not have to cough, when you have to take hiccup? Or when you do not have to take hiccup, when you start hiccuping, somebody says, oh, somebody's remembering you. Yeah. I don't want to be remembered. Can I control that then? Can I control it? What do I control about this body? If I have to go and use loo, I have to go and use washroom. Do I have any control that, okay, let me borrow 15 more minutes? This is quite interesting and important task that I am at. Can I take that risk? Yes. If you're allowed those 15 minutes, then it was not the time. It was the body just alarmed you 15 minutes ahead of when it was the time. Correct? So, what is it that you are in charge of? That is the true dependence. That when the very life which we celebrate as our life, which becomes my identity, when this body becomes my identity and I control zero, zero operations of this body. When do I have to shed my hair? when they'll start turning gray? Will I have straight hair or will I have curled up hairs? At what pace my nails will grow? When will I have a bad throat? When will I have a weaker eyesight? When do I need to go and see a dentist? We literally control nothing about this body. And this is the dependence that Bhagwan Mahavir is talking about. The whole dependence arises out of we getting caged inside this body. This body is created by the karmas. The karmas are what our actions have created, and therefore Bhagwan Mahavir stopped his actions, thereby affected the karmas, thereby he broke from this cage of this body and he attained the state called Siddha. Siddhas are our Parmeshti. Siddhas are souls which do not have body. Why do they not have body? Because they are free from karmas. Why are they free from karmas? Because karmas arise out of our delusions, out of our rag and dvesh. So they did not do any action of rag and dvesh. So they did not attract karmas. And because they did not attract any karmas, they did not have any bodies. So Siddhas, if you know that who Siddhas are, you have to know so many things. Just to say that Mahavir Bhagwan became Siddha on the day of Diwali, you have to know that there was a state where he was dependent. The dependence was of this material body. The body did not come automatically to him, it was made by karmas. The karmas were regulating the body, but the karmas also did not choose him. He, through his own rag, dvesh, actions, krodh, man, maya, lobh, invited those karmas got translated into the body became the cage, and the very reason for further more rag and dvesh, more greed, more passions, more growth, man, maya, lobh. And that's how the cycle kept on repeating itself. It became a vicious circle. On this day, Bhagwan Mahavir broke free from this circle of karmic bondage and karmic dependence. Right? So, this is why we are not just being devoted to Mahavir Bhagwan, we are actually affirming the very fact that I also want to break free. And therefore, we are reading Namo Arihantadam, Namo Siddhadam, Namo Ayariyadam, Namo Uvachayadam, Namo Doe Sapasapudam. Three are Abhiniraj who are walking on the path of destroying all the karmas, and two are the Bhagwans. One, Siddha Bhagwan, who is completely free from karmas. The other is Arihant Bhagwan, who has destroyed the Ghatya karmas, the majority of the karmas that were maligning his inner self. Those karmas were shattered, the karmas which restricted his inner capability of darshan, gyan, charitra, virya. He tamed those karmas, he destroyed those karmas, yet his body still remains. The karmas which does not matter, the aghatya karma, they still remain and they're waiting for their own turn. So Arihanta will become Siddha, but it is Arihanta who is showing us the path. And we always put our gurus first and deities later because it is the guru who introduces us to the Bhagwans. So therefore we are saying Namo Arihantadam, Namo Siddhadam. So Arihantas are the ones who conquered within and therefore they told us the path to liberation. So they became our Param Guru. So Param Gurus are Arihantas. And the Arihantas then further will destroy the remainder karmas. They'll become Siddha, Arihantas, and Siddhas. And the three are Acharyas, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus. They are like the whole university of Moksha Marga. So Sadhus are the disciples, Upadhyayas are the teachers, and Acharyas are the managers, the principals, the administrators who are guiding us all through the path of liberation. Yes, everybody, I think we all discussed about it in much detail in the last session, but it was very important to put context to what we are doing. We are not here to propagate a religion, we are here to seek. wisdom. We are here to know that, okay, what is actually going on over here? Why are we here? What you are? Why am I stuck in this place and you are stuck in that place? Why do I like these things? You do not like those things. Why you like things which I don't like? Why do we have differences? Why do we have desires? Why do we have passions? Why do we have all sorts of complications in life? These are the basic questions that we're trying to address. And for that, first thing came as the acknowledgement of our state of dependence, state of bondage. And that state is called samsara. And then we're looking up to people who have broken free from this samsara. We're calling them Parmeshthis. So Arhantas and Siddhas are Bhagwans, and Acharyas, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus, they are the gurus who are showing us the path to become Bhagwan and who in no time will also become Arhantas and Siddhas. So it is not about devotion only, it is devotion because with great admiration we look up to these five Parmeshthis, but this admiration is not to seek their blessing, it is to inspire ourselves from within that, okay, we also be like them. Yes? Everybody? Yes? Any questions so far? Any questions on this? It's simple, right? And we all know this. We all know about this. So, what is it next that we must also know? So this mantra became such a lifeline to Jainism that it was very important that everybody remembers this, because if you do not know that, okay, there is a reason to break free from this world, why would I even talk to you at any point in time? Mahavir Bhagwan is saying that if you are very much comfortable in your own cage, why should I even talk to you? This is not for you. So, Arhantas and Siddhas become the reminder of our state of bondage, our samsara dasha, that we are in trouble. So, the moment we remember them, it's to remember or to, make ourselves remind about our pathetic state, which out of delusion we feel is fine, is okay, is very good. We are having the time of our lives. Yeah. So, we very often forget that we are in a miserable state. And this is also a problem. I would ask how many of you are in the state of pain, state of misery? How many of you are dukhi, parishan, you're having problems? Anyone? Everything is just going as per the plan. It's okay, good, all good. The even the fears which we have, the fears of unpredictability of future, the uncertainties of future, the fear of frailing body, that okay, we are growing older day by day, our parents are growing older day by day. All these fears, they are there, very much there, right? But are we right now, if you ask me what is it that makes me unhappy, everything is good. We're very comfortably sitting in our own houses, we have worked hard, we have made lives for ourselves. Yes. So this is what every religion has the most important thing to, first is to convince its followers that, okay, you are parishan, you're not happy. Believe me, you're not happy. Believe me, you are in great soup. And the moment I make you convinced about it, you fall into the pit of fear and then you say, okay, okay, please, please take me out of this take. Tell me something that I should do. And that's how the superstitions take birth. Then I'll tell you, like, do this chop, do this stuff, go to there, have that, eat that, do not eat that. So all these traditions, that's how they propagate. Here, what Mahavir Bhagwan is saying is that as long as you think you're happy, don't bother yourself. Fine. I'll not disturb you as long as you're happy. Only if you find in the routine daily life of, this being with this body, if you somehow start seeing this larger game of dependence, this sort of hidden trap, if you can see that, okay, what does it even mean? Why did I take birth? Why do I have things which I have? When you start questioning and you start getting uncomfortable innately, not because somebody has told you, because that is the learned sorrow, the learned unhappiness which you are saying out of the pressure of society, that everybody is saying that sansar mein dukh hai, so you also have to repeat the sansar mein dukh hai, though you cannot see any dukh. Everything, life is just going perfectly fine. So sometimes we talk a lot about happiness, but we know very little about our own sorrows. And we do not discuss much about our own unhappiness because it is too fashionable to talk about religion, to talk about philosophies, to talk about finding the true path. But Bhagwan Mahavir Swami is saying constantly that if you are not thirsty, do not search a source of water. You don't need it. Do not put forth any efforts doing that. If you are thirsty, I'll not have to tell you where the source of water is. If you're thirsty, you'll figure it out yourself. And if you're not thirsty, no matter how many links of that pond I'll share you, Google Map links of that pond, that okay, there is water source, you will never take that path because you're not thirsty. Correct? So if you are uncomfortable living in this world, living this life, you will start searching, you'll become a seeker. If you're not, there is no point teaching you. That's what Mahavir Bhagwan is saying. Therefore, in his Sum of Sharan, everybody was invited, but it was never by invitation. If you want to come, you come. You're free to come. Entry is free, but there are no hoardings. There is no advertisement. Only those who think that they should come would come. So you'll not be stopped, but you'll not be lured. Okay, come, come, come. कुछ अच्छा हो रहा है यहाँ पर प्रसाद मिल रहा है आशीर्वाद मिल रहा है no cult business happening. Correct? So, therefore, what the next chapter is all about, therefore, it was very crucial for us to be introduced to these words. The Arihantas, Siddhas, Acharyas, Upadyas, and Sadhus. And even now in India, when a child is born into the family, the first thing that they do is they whisper Namokar mantra in the ear of that child. You do this. Because this is the first thing that you must know if you are initiating in your spiritual journey. Not because it is a very pious mantra, which it is, but because Arihantas, Siddhas, they denote Mukta Avastha. Acharyas, Upadhyayas, Sadhus, they denote the Purushartha, the sadhana, the tapa. And we, looking up to them, it denotes the samsara which we are stuck in. So these five words, these five parmeshtis in themselves, they have the crux of entire Jain philosophy. Right? So if we know these five names, it means that we know the entire process, entire philosophy. So therefore, it was said, Eso panchanamo yaro, savva pava panasanu, manglanam cha savve sim, paramam hoi mangalam. This Panchanamaskara mantra destroys all sins and is the first benediction of all the benedictions. This mantra destroys delusion, attachment, and aversion and leads to right knowledge. Can now any one of you, I need help now. Can any one of you can explain how this mantra destroys delusion, attachment, and aversion and leads to right knowledge? Anyone?
It's through following the path that the Panch Parmestis have walked themselves and in realizing our own soul in the same manner that they have.
How this mantra destroys delusion, attachment, and aversion? How? How?
The mantra itself doesn't destroy the illusions.
When you recite this mantra, it lets out some divine vibrations out of your body, and then universe sends all the positive energies to you. Is it like some kind of magic that happens with the recitation of this mantra?
No,
First,
but
first, 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 first. First, let me ask from the basics. How many of you know mantras, like mantras? How many of you believe in mantra shakti, the power of mantras? Do mantras work? Yes. Nikki ji says yes. Yeah, who else? How many of us believe in mantra? I'm so sorry we have not had introduction as yet. We'll be doing it in the next class because I think already we had a session today which where we introduced Pramagam honors. So in the next session we'll have a chit chat session and we'll also figure out a way to how to deal with this 2 hour dilemma. We'll find it out. But before we get on board completely, I would want that we all indulge in discussions. I'm asking very basic question. In Indian philosophies, 3 words are very popular, very trendy, very attractive. Many businesses are running in these 3 words. The first word is mantra. The second word is yantra. The third word is tantra. Tantric. Have you heard about tantrikas, like the black colored clothes cladding people who usually you find them in mortuaries, in places where they burn the corpses. Yeah. So tantra is very infamous. Mantra, very trendy, right? And then yantra as well. People like, if you have ever tried inviting the ghost, so you have to make some sort of rangoli and you have to put diyas and like, candles maybe. And you make certain type of structures and that is called yantra. So whenever you have chalk in your family rituals, you make aate se kuch, you make certain shapes, you write certain numbers. So these are yantras, yeah, different types of lines and numbers and alphabets you use. Mantras are the mantras. They are the different type of words that are pronounced with certain pronunciation. And tantras are certain type of physical activities. Very famous is with jhadus and all, right? People use different stuff to, do the black magic. 3 things, very trendy, very famous. I am asking you guys, do these things work? Do these things work? Mantra, yantra, tantra. Because we're talking about a mantra, and mantra is a very fancy word. So are we taking it in the right connotation or not? That is very important. Yes, Poonamji, please.
Um, for me, I think any mantra works because I'm contemplating upon it. It's yes, I'm really
Good,
sort of
good. So you're saying that mantras work. So how does it work? I want to know the science. Like you speak, and through those words and pronunciation, some vibrations go out in the greater cosmos, and then they come back to you.
hmm.
Like how does it work? I'm
it,
asking
it
about the science.
for me. I don't know about the science, but it changes my attitude when I contemplate upon a
So
mantra.
no. So are you, while you are doing mantra, are you looking for some charismatic happenings, like some magic that you said that okay, I have this thing and it should turn into this magical thing? Is it like
No, no,
something, or it's
not
just
for
the
me.
calmness? Yeah. So it
No,
it
not for me.
positively corrects your attitude for you. It calms you down. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
It's an
Richa ji, what will you say?
it's an inspiration. So
Like
inspiration to become something, to okay, in Namokar mantra, it's an inspiration to become like Arihant and Siddh,
hmm.
or yeah,
But
just
generally, in general sense, when people say mantra, they say उसने मेरे ऊपर कोई मंत्र पढ़ दिया है, मेरे ऊपर जादू टोना हो गया है types. People do not use mantras in the same way, correct? So I'm saying, do mantras work that way? If I have something to do with you, I'm not
no,
happy. Can I do some jadoo tona over you and
no,
take revenge?
no.
Why
I don't. I
people
don't
do
think
that?
that.
When you come to Mumbai, you board local. In local, in any of the local trains, you'll find like pamphlets. किसी को किसी का दुश्मनी निकालना हो, किसी से लव मैरिज करनी हो, किसी विदेश में जाना हो, कुछ करना हो, तो भाई बंगाली बाबा का नंबर दिया रहता है, यू डायल दैट नंबर एंड 100 पैसा इलाज के बाद, मतलब 100% guaranteed, and they have money return policies as well. I am asking, does that work or not?
No.
No? Okay. Richa says no. Anybody who thinks that it works and how it works? Yes, Belaji, please.
Jai Jinendra, I've experienced myself by chanting Naukar mantra when I was in a very difficult, I thought I was in a difficult situation, and it has really protected me. And
Yes.
it really works. And whenever I board a flight or a train or even my car, when I'm driving myself, I
Yeah.
always say Naukar mantra, because it protects me from any mishaps or whatever it is. And it has really helped me a lot. And
Yes.
I believe in
Good.
it.
So you believe that it protects you. It
Yeah,
protects you from the fears that you have that okay, any sort of mishappening should not
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
So
But it has this aura. There is something in this mantra which not only protects you, oneself, or also the whole family or whatever it is, but it has this aura in it. It has this aura, and I definitely believe in it.
okay. So see, we have all sorts of opinions now. How many of you think that? Let me give you a different perspective to this. Okay, if you are a fan of Bollywood movies, you must have seen there is very infamous. It's not mantra though, but it is very famous. Whenever any horror movie, they just play it randomly. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Hanuman Chalisa, if you've heard about it, right? And if you ask people, does it help you? And you'll get so many answers. You just open this question in any public platform. Does reading Hanuman Chalisa have ever helped you? And people will give you stories that you will think that okay, it is working in that way. So I would want to again ask Hanuman Chalisa, if I read Hanuman Chalisa, because I'm not born Jain, I've never been taught about Namokar mantra. I was always told about Hanuman Chalisa. For some others, it would be Gayatri mantra, maybe. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Yeah. And I was always told that it's a magical mantra and it will work, it will save you from all the troubles. And then whenever I do anything, I just chant it and it works. It works. It works. Every religion has their own mantras. And those who believe it, 90% of the people would say that, okay, it works for them. It works for them, right? And then the debate is wide open. Then which mantra works? Like for Jains, Namokar mantra is working. For Hindus, Gayatri mantra is stop working. For Sikhs, they would do uh, the Guru Granth Sahib, the chants from Guru Granth Sahib, Ek Onkar they will do, and it will work for them. Yes. For Buddhists also, there is a very famous mantra which is always in any of the bikes you would see, and most of the houses in the car bags, they'll have that mantra. So everybody, every philosophy, every school of thought has their own mantra and they rely heavily on these mantras. Yes. So if that is so, then the debate becomes far greater than which is better, Hanuman Chalisa or Namokar mantra, or Gayatri mantra, or some azan from uh, Mohammedans, or some chant. How will we solve this issue? So therefore, I ask this question: if it works, what should be the science? How does it work? Anybody who wants to add anything? Any
I think
stories?
I think
Yes.
human nature wants some comfort from something, and
Yeah.
they are conditioned to think that
Yeah.
that mantra will give them some comfort and some kind of solvents from their problem.
Yes. So how does it work then? Because for most people, whichever mantra they practice, it turns out that it kind of suits them. It kind of, you know, gives them what they want. How do we explain that?
Faith,
Faith, yes, faith.
trust.
Okay. What
It's
more?
like a shield.
Like shaped of what? Like how? Like how is it being made?
So I think it provides you comfort in the knowledge that following the the path that has been described with the five Brahmastis is where we will eventually find peace, and we will get those circumstances that are going to resolve this whole sansar for us.
That is why that was my first question, that how does it make sense that this is being said that eso panchanamo yaro sabva pavappanasanu mangladam cha savvesem padamam hui manglam. The first question is because it is, very much in all the traditions of faiths, it is very much said that mantras must be practiced. Some people will have that small diary, they'll take their pen and they'll keep on writing Ram, 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 Hari, 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 Hari. They'll keep on doing that. A person coming from a different faith will do something else. They'll have their mala and they'll just, one mantra, they'll do the mala. They'll keep on just doing one by one, they'll just keep on chanting the mantra. Their mouth will always murmur. Always. Yes. My question is, mantras hold great significance in all the cultures of faith. But if we start to contemplate, do they work? Then how do they work? Can we think about it? Yes, Mihirji.
Yes, so the way whenever I chant the mantra, I think what you're doing is you are bowing down in front of the Lord, and it creates it creates a different, and since you have humbly given up, or you have humbly decided that you are nobody and you're bowed down in front of the Lord, it creates a different energy around you, which then creates the right vibration. It does not matter whichever mantra whoever you bow down in front of, the same energy would get created, which will then the Lord is going to then take care of whatever needs to get done. And that is how this whole thing works for you. It's the energy around that the mantra is creating.
Very well put. But
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
I'm asking, whichever mantra I say, you're saying whichever deity I go down to, the mantra will work because I think that I believe them, and for them they become for me they become my reality. Correct? So then, is it them who are fulfilling my wish, who are giving me the protection? Because then the question of whoever it is will go away. If the giver is that party, and if they're not the party, then it is all about my belief, which in present science says it is called neuroplasticity. Like you become what you practice, you become what you say. You gradually, you start saying that you have to be, you have to be, you have to be, you become that, right? So is it the inner training which not the other deity you are asking from is giving you, but your own consciousness is making for you? Does it work like that? Or there is some external support which we are getting from the universe?
I think it's the internal support it's your internal conscious, or which is changing the energy around you.
So there is no external deity, regardless of the gods and the variety of faiths. Yeah.
And what I think,
Yes.
I think mantra only destroys the attachment and the delusion, and leads to get the right knowledge about the thing which we have to tackle.
So you're saying that mantra itself is the reason for this delusion?
Yeah, I can say, mantra can easily destroy the attachments, so we will get the right path to attend the thing.
Okay. So by practicing mantra, all our delusions and attachments will get destroyed.
No, we can see the path, whatever we can.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Binichi, what do you have to say?
I think it goes back to the point you made earlier that the mantras actually attract positive karma. So that's why people think that that mantras worked and it's helped them to achieve whatever they were thinking about. The same way you use the example of the Hanuman Chalisa. People say, "Oh, it's helped me," but it's attracting that positive karma. But at the end of the day, that's still bondage.
What bondage? I mean, if it is helping me, then it is good, right?
It's helping you in this life, but it's not helping you in the sense of the path that we want to achieve. that Mahavir Bhagwan attained liberation, that path. Thank you.
Great. See, this is the beauty of this mantra. Why, rightly put, by each one of you, if you have put forth so many points, and I would emphasize on this one the most. See, we have three things. We have man, the mind, vachan, the words, and kaya, the body. Yeah, we have mind, words, and body. Three things. With these three things, we function. We function in this world with these three things. Correct? Whatever we do with our body, it is mostly done in Tantra Shastra. That's a separate thing to handle, right? Whatever is done through our pronunciation, through our words, it's called mantra, and it is the collaboration of mind and words. Yeah, so in mantras, even the pronunciation is of great importance. We must mind the pronunciation and the mind which is indulged, which feels, which you said that, okay, I believe in mantra and therefore it works for me. But while we are doing the mantra, we're doing the chanting, and we're thinking some external validation, external help, it is a gamble. How it works, we do not right now know. It is a proper science which used to exist in this country. In the great wisdom, and while we do learn about the different branches of Dwadashang, we get to hear about the mantra shastra and how these mantra work. They are simple, the nimitta naimittic cause and effect relationship between the words and the surrounding. This is how it works, like what you're saying. That it attracts that kind of energy, not in connotation with some energy coming in, but the energy is being called as karma. So if I have good thoughts, I'll attract the good karmas, and those good karmas, when fruit, they will result better. Correct? So that's how the words also have certain chemistry with the particles around us, and that's how the whole mantra shastra is developed. But while you say the name of Arhantas and Siddhas, you're going down to people who are not running after the good karmas and who are not running away from the bad karmas. There is no notion of bad karmas and good karmas. You are going down to people who are running from karmas, regardless of them being good or bad. So why it becomes the mantra of all mantras? Why by chanting other mantras, the world wants to have good luck come to them. The world wants to have good things happening with them. We, by reciting Namokar mantra, are saying that we want to shed this world for once and all. We are not, I see, you want your body to be healthy. This can be one way of looking at, how you want to deal your life with. That, okay, I do not want any disease in my body. But in that fashion, we are forgetting the fact that body itself is a disease. So you want your body free from diseases, or you want to be free from body itself? If you get rid of the body, there is no question of any disease recurring. But if you keep on working on your recurring diseases, if you tame this one, the other will come. So what Mahavir Bhagwan is saying, that if you function on mantra to bring you good luck, once that good luck comes, you will start doing the bad things. Then you will try the bad things. Then the bad luck will come. And then again you will realize, oh, that mantra was working, then I should work on that mantra again. So you'll again do the mantra, again something good will happen. All these things will work because they work with your neuroplasticity, they work with your positive mindset, with your faith, with your belief. So regardless of your faith, if you're practicing something with milder mind, calmer self, it will work because it will attract positivity. A calm mind attracts positivity. That is Shubha Ashrava, what we call. But will that solve our problem? It will not solve our problem. We're not here to run for good luck, to run for punya. Because the punya, whoever is in punya, is doing path. Just look around. whoever, like how Kabir Das said, दुख में सुमिरन सब करें, सुख में करे ना कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करें, दुख काहे को होए. Everybody is praying because they are in pain. The moment the pain goes off, they start celebrating. Celebration is an act of pap. Praying is an act of punya. When you are in pap, when you're in your bad days, you're very kind, very calm, very accepting. But the moment you reach that ladder of success, you reach the top on that ladder, you become arrogant. Then there is no pain. You think like you dictate the terms. And that's how you again pitfall into the papa karma. So therefore, while we are saying eso panchanamo yaro, it is very crucial to underline this one particular thing, that this mantra destroys the delusion, attachment, and aversion. Means the moment you chant the name of Arihantas, you remind yourself that I am not here to beg. Because he himself does not have anything, he's Vitragi. He knows everything. He has destroyed the karmas. So I am not here to fall in the delusion of the good karma. And therefore, because there is nothing like good or bad, I am not attached to any scenario, any outcome, any scene, any world equation. And therefore, I am going to be upright in my seeing of this world. Three things. This mantra destroys delusion. Delusion that, okay, if I do good, good will happen to me. No. If you do good, temporarily good will happen to you, then you yourself will start doing bad, and then bad will happen to you. Then you will suddenly realize that bad is happening to me. You will again go back to the good. The good will happen to you, then you will be the one who will be doing the bad. And it will keep on going like this. This is called delusion of punya. So this mantra destroys delusion that, okay, we are not here after the papa. We are here after the karma. The karma itself. Yes. So this mantra destroys delusion. And because you do not have delusion, then you do not attach yourself or be in aversion of any sort, because then you know that, okay, I do not need anything. So it leads to, it destroys the attachment and aversion. And thus, it leads us to right knowledge. It keeps us rational. It keeps us grounded. Okay, I'm not here for fame. I'm not here for wealth. I'm not here for good health. No, Bhagwan. That I'll manage. That is my karma. If I have to bear the fruit of my own karma, I am here to bear the consequences. I am not here to beg. I know that because you have shown me the path, I know that to make myself happy, I do not need anything from this world. So I'll not be deluded by the illusion of this punya karma that, okay, everything should happen right with me. The attachment and aversion with this world will fade away, and I'll always remain upright. I'll not blame the world for my shortcomings. Yes. So therefore it is being seen eso panchnamoyaro savapavaparsano. If you know Namokar mantra and if you know that five parmishtas being brought down to, you will not do any of the papa. Papa means you'll not do delusion, you'll not do attachment, you'll not do aversion, you'll not do moh, you'll not do rag, you'll not do dvesh. You'll be upright. And therefore, the Arhantas, the Siddhas, the Acharyas, the Upadhyayas, and Sadhus are called five Parmeshtis. That is, the five supremely adored beings. The person who knows these five Parmeshtis, treads the path shown by them, definitely attains real happiness. Fine? So for us, it in itself should become an assignment that what for us is pain and what for us is happiness. If pain is an incident, then happiness will also become an event, right? And that will be a tragedy. So if our pain is a continuum, then only we can look for eternal happiness. If I only feel pain, if I only feel bonded while I'm in Pap Karma Uday, when I'm in a soup, I'm in a bad situation, then I only feel that, oh, Sansar is so bad. Sansar is not there good for me. If that is what it is, then there is a problem. But if we constantly know that, okay, the real pain is not that Sansar is so much of uncertainty, so much of, inequality, so much of badness, all these things, shortcomings. No. The dukh is that I, despite being in Sansar, am not independent. I have to be dependent on the outcome of these karmas to even deal with my own gunas of Gyan, Darshan, and Charitra. So when we realize that our dukh is not fully realizing our own nature, that becomes dukh. Then realizing your full nature becomes the path to be sukhi. Yes, Jignesh.
Jai Jinendra, Pandit Anubhavji. Is it only Namokar mantra, which is, a Jain mantra which runs with that philosophy where you are not attracting new karmas while saying it? Because sometimes what we hear in Paryushan as well, that every day of Paryushan you should read Tatwa Sutra once a day, and then I don't know how true of like how it is connected, but sometimes they say that एक बार तत्वार सूत्र पढ़ने से एक एक उपवास का पुण्य मिलता है. So I don't know how to assess that.
Yes, yes, yes. And so there are many. That's what I'm saying. It's a big market. I say that Bhaktamar Sutra, if you do it, 48 stanzas of Bhaktamar Sutra, it is healing grave diseases like cancer. Yeah. But this is all about the belief. This is all about, a person is given just plain um, blended sugar in some packets, and they're told that, okay, this is the medicine which can heal your which can heal your disease. And you believe that, oh, it's a great medicine, and you have it. It works. It's called neuroplasticity. Your brain starts making the medicine based on the belief it gets. Okay, therefore belief is a very big thing. So if you believe in something, not that external entity will help you. No, nobody. Parshnath Bhagwan is not coming to give you ashirvad. He is very happy in his siddhishila. He is siddh now. He is vitragi siddh. He does not care आप एक पैर पर खड़े होके ओम पार्श्वनाथाय नमः कर रहे हो, आपने कितने उपवास की, is not counting, you know. So there is no transaction between the two parties happening. It's one party against itself. While this party seeks help from external sources, this self acts against itself. So if I'm thinking that I'm reading Tattva Sutra, why? Because it will fruit as the punya of one upvasa. I'm acting against myself. The wisdom which could have helped me in acing on the path of Samvar and Nirjara, I have chosen that wisdom to be part of Ashram and Bandh. I want Punya Ashram. By reading about Samvar Nirjara Moksh, these are the chapters of the Tattva Sutra. This is a tragedy. Bhaktamar Stotra, Bhagwan Adinath is being adored for his Keval Gyan, for his Vitaragta, for his being such great intellect that all the Gandharas are going down to him. And what we have done, we have made it an event of superstition. We have said that, okay, this stotra is very magical. It's a prayer of Vitragi Bhagwan. If you do that prayer with pious thoughts, automatically punya will come to you. You do not have to go after the punya and beg, please come, please come, please come. It's the counter result. Like what, again, I'll quote Kabir Das ji. Bin mange moti mile, mange mile na bheek. The moment you start begging, you reduce the chances of you getting. So when the same thing you do with the connotation that you will receive good karmic bondage, you will receive punya, you make that punya of inferior quality. When you do it with the intended devotion and affirmation towards Arihantas, towards Adinath Bhagwan, towards the Tvar Sutra and the great wisdom of Sarvagya, when you do that, you keep the quality of that punya intact because you do not have hidden agenda that you're praising Mahavir Bhagwan, but you want punya. Now this is, I'm doing, I'm appreciating you, I'm admiring you because you're my boss and you may give me promotion. No, that's not called appreciation, that's called bribing. So I am adoring Mahavir Bhagwan or Adinath Bhagwan or Tatvat Sutra or Samay Sara and thinking that it will benefit me, it will take away my disease, it will take away the problems of my life, then this is bribing. And it just distorts the very purpose, the very core of it. Understood? Therefore, it is very important. Therefore, we are talking about this very specific word called mantra because it is distorted. We are not saying that mantras don't work, but with maligned intentions, nothing works. Yes, everyone? Yes, yeah, I think Nikki, you have a question. Yes, please.
Sir, I want to ask that I want to understand this science also that if we are seeking some punya and we are not getting it by seeking it, and the Siddhant in our Jainism is very straightforward that if you are not seeking any punya, still you're getting it. So I want to understand this reverse technique, how this is functioning.
Yeah. So very good question. So how the function of punya happens? First, why do we want punya? Do we want punya? Do we not want punya?
I do need.
Okay. Huge. Yeah. So this is very capitalist thought that I would say that we are trained in such a way that we need punya to survive, to be better, right? This is a capitalist thought, simply like in philosophical language as well. That for aradhana, for walking the path to liberation, do we need punya? Do we need path? Then definitely. If you want to have peace of mind, you have to be at the state of punya. But the punya cannot be the excuse to not walk on the path of salvation. Okay? We understand this thing. Without punya, you will not get to hear all these things. But if you think that okay, punya if comes, then only I'll be listening to these things, I'll be reading these things, you're gone. Right? Correct? So the reverse thing is we are all sorted. Punya does not become the excuse, it is just the facilitator. Correct? Now, you're asking that how does it work? So, आपको पता होगा like the trend. Let's talk about it. We have roughly about 10 minutes. We'll do this interesting thing and which we must talk about because the generation which we all have right now is very much fancying these terms like the aura, uh, the vibrations, and the secret. किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो तो सारी कायनात आपको उससे मिलाने के लिए तैयार हो जाती है, right? The world becomes your orchestra.
Law of
The moment,
attraction.
yes, the law of attraction. So therefore, the law of attraction, the secret. ये बड़ी खतरनाक चीज है जिस हिसाब से इसको पोर्ट्रे किया जा रहा है. This is very dangerous game that we are playing. So how it works? Punya does not come from seeking. Punya comes from having Shubha Bhava, Mand Kashai, low passions, right? And in seeking, the passions are never low. It is always difficult to seek. If you do not have Mandakashai, you would want to do all those things. But if you have Mandakashai, you will not seek. So Vishuddhi, we call it Vishuddhi. Vishuddhi means the lighter parinams, the lighter emotions you have, the more punya you attract. Yeah. So therefore, the Shravak will not have that much of punya, that much punya Muniraj will have because they have milder emotions. Yes. Yes, everybody. You're getting the connection. Connection is how free, how relieved, how detached are you will determine the quality of your emotion. The milder parinam you are having, the milder emotion you are having. That milder emotion will attract punya. So punya is the function of mandakashaya, vishuddhita. And in seeking, The kashai is always tivra, sanklisht. When you're asking, you're seeking, it's not manda kashai. It's like you must have seen that tree, which every temple, as we call it, Shatleshya. So there is one tree, it has many apples, and I want to have apples. So there are six friends. One friend says that I'm going to uproot the tree and have all the apples. So he starts cutting off the tree. The other goes up and says, okay, I'm going to have this one big branch which has the maximum number of apples and I'll have it. The third person says, okay, I'll only break the smaller branches. The other person says, okay, I'll have this group of apples and I'll just have these group of apples. He'll plant. And the last person says that, see, I am hungry only that much that I can eat about 2, 3 apples. And they're already lying on the ground. I'm not going to harm this tree. I'll just pick up whatever is there lying on the ground. These are the 6 stages of how our emotions work. So a person who is at the lowest stage of his emotion, who has the most pure emotion, Vishuddha Parinam, will not be doing the seeking. He'll be accepting whatever is given. So that's why we say Santoshi Sada Sukhi. So a Santoshi means a contented person will not seek, and the seeker will not have milder. So it's like double intentions. So it's like you are having a servant who is working for you because of special gifts, that okay, if I should praise or I should be around ma'am more because she should not get angry, she should be happy with me. Rather, he should be working because he has a job and he should do his work honestly without thinking about the added promotion. Then after, seeing his honesty, seeing his integrity, you yourself give him gift. That is what you do. But if he starts desiring the gift, he's not being the right person. He's not being honest in his doings. Correct? So when you do something and you desire something else, that is called sanklishtata. That sanklish of seeking, it invites pap more and lesser punya. And therefore it is said that when we do something to seek punya, when we do something to seek punya, we actually reduce the chances of getting that punya. And it is very well put by Srimad Rajchandra. Srimad Rajchandra ji said, Sukh prapti hetu prayatna karta, sukh jave dur chhe. Sukh ki prapti. The more you try for happiness, the happiness goes farther away. Correct? So how does it work? The secret work on the principle of karmic. We said that if you believe in Mahavir Bhagavan, you have to believe in this karma. If you're in karma, then what you're believing? You are believing in karmic stock. Karmic stock means karmic account. Correct, everybody? Yes, everybody. You believe in karmic stock? So now how does it work? Those who seek will always get. How does it work? So let's say if you have karmic account of good karma, let's say 100 coins you have of good karma. So you could have a good 100 gold coins in your karmic account. But what you're seeking, see, I am a very poor person, and I just saw one girl who was having a beautiful dress, and I thought, okay, how good would it have been that I also could get this dress for my daughter? Because I'm a poor person, I can only think to a certain point. So in my karmic account, there were 100 gold coins. But what I seeked for was just one dress, which would come in part of that one coin. So, what my karmic stock will work? What will it do? Okay, you want that dress for your daughter? Good. Let me do this. It will convert those 99 coins into paper. And with one coin, it will give me the dress. So, I bought the same dress by spending the 100 units of punya, while I could have gotten so much because I did not know what to seek. So when you seek, you adversely affect your karmic stock. Therefore, seeking is never a good choice. In Jain philosophy, we say if you seek, then you invite more of antaray, more of obstruction. So antaray karma is directly related with you seeking things from your life. So therefore, we should not fall for that law of attraction. It works, but it works at a greater cost. You said that I want my dream car. You might get your dream car, but there are good chances that you are a dog sitting inside that dream car. You did not specify that you want that car being a human. So you got the car, but you're not human anymore. Have you seen any dogs going to fancy cars? They got it, right? In the end, karma produced it. But you did, you'll never be sure about the conditions, that you cannot frame your wants in a good language. So karma do not work like this. So therefore, seeking is bad, and therefore Namokar mantra is not chanted out of any desire, out of any hidden agenda that okay, if I do this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have better health, I'm going to have more mind, more wisdom, I'm going to have such good name. If you're doing this, then we are in the wrong bus. Yes? Yeah, I saw a few hands which were raised in between. If anybody has to add, please. Yes, Poonamji.
I know. Am I muted? Am I all right?
Yes, yes, yes. We can hear you.
I understand what you're saying. And in fact, like one of the best things when we were doing the pujas, etc., the Slakshan or any other time, there's a line, Punya arupap bhavon se sada ko nath merit hu. I love that line. And I understand that what you do, you don't seek. But then I keep thinking, why then in Jainism and in Hinduism, why do they keep constantly talking about punya then? It's such a to me, it seems like such a distraction.
It is, it is. So that's why we have joined this group together. Let's change that conversation.
Yeah.
See, people will talk about the things that they enjoy most talking about. So if you enter a group of men in their late 40s, late 50s, they'll be talking about politics or stock markets or something. A few people who are in their college days, they'll be talking about going to the party, where to go, where to have vacations. A group of children will be probably talking about the Legos, which Legos game do we have, and which game do they want to do, right? So people always choose topic according to their interest, and punya is one such attractive interest that everybody who is following any religion has. They want to show that the Bhagwan has greater kripa on them. So their Bhagwan have been very benevolent to them. So मेरे को मेरे भगवान के द्वारा भरपूर छप्पर फाड़ के मिला है. That's how they advertise. So in any philosophy you go, the bar to judge how religious you are is the bar that how blessed you are with things around you. And if a person is not blessed, you say that, oh, he is not praying enough or his God is not wealthy enough. Yeah. So that's how the general connotation, the general discussion, discourse about the philosophies has always been. People try to say that because of their puja, because of their tap, their health is good, their house is good, their family is good. And that's how the propagation happens. Mahavir Bhagwan is saying if you're doing it all right, then everything should not go right with you because you're on path to leave from this world. Yeah. You think your wealth should increase when you are trying to be Vitragi? No. There will be more obstructions, there will be more problems which will be heading your way if you're on the path of Nirjara, if you're on the path of somewhere. That's why you'll see when Parshanath Bhagwan is sitting in his dhyan, some kamat will come and do the upsarg. It's a papodaya. But you may see it as a papodaya. It is preponing of the karma. He did the Nirjara. For us, it is seems that oh, something bad is happening to me. He is saying that this is my sadhana, something good is happening. All my bad karmic stock is now getting in the sale. It is just going to get out. Correct? So the perspective changes. So we have to change the discourse. We are not after punya. Punya will come to us. See, if I'm a teacher, if you're a doctor, and if there is a policeman, three people, three different people, all the three people are working for money. I'm getting my salary, you're getting your fees, he's also getting his salary. Three people working for the same money. But if I start doing what you do, and if you start doing what policeman does, will you get that money? And results are same for three of us. But how we get that money is different for three of us. Now, if I start thinking about money and stop teaching, And if he start thinking about money and stop tweeting, and if he starts thinking about money and stop practicing the law and order situation, will he get money? Will anyone of us get money? And if I do not think of money and I teach with whole diligence, whole honesty, will I not get money? So when money is anyways due, I just should do the work that I'm interested with. Same thing goes with Punya. I know I have to be Vidragi. That is my occupation. I know I have to be happy. I have to be calm. I have to be patient. That is my occupation. With that, if I get the credit of Punya, congratulations. If I not, it's not my. I am a teacher. I have to teach. Let's see. The salary has to come if I'm teaching. How can I say that what if I taught and the salary will not come? Then what? It will not work like that. It will. If you have a customer who is not well, a client who is not well, your doctor, you have treated him, he will give you fees. He will give you fees. Don't worry about it. But do not ask about fees at first that, okay, see, I'm going to treat you. Will you be able to afford the treatment? He will say, that's why I've come to you. You will look petty then. So therefore, we do not have to worry about punya. A person who walks on the path of liberation, the punya runs after him. The punya is least of the priorities, but we have Vitrakta to adore, we have Vitrakta to take inspiration from. We have to affirm that, okay, we are Vitragis, we are Sarvagyas. And that's what Namokar mantra is all about. This mantra, unlike all other mantras, is not for begging, not for seeking. It is purely done with all honesty and integrity to evoke the inner powers of Gyan, Darshan, Charitra, Virya, which we have innately instilled in us, like our Arihantas and Siddhas have evoked them, we all get embraced with all those powers. This mantra is all about. You guys all think about this throughout this week. Think about mantras, tantras, yantras, and all sort of stuff, and see all the superstitions are operating with these tabij, black thread, all these things. The mantras are everywhere. You'll see why this mantra is being called the supreme of all, because this mantra is not being misused. It is not fooling us. It is telling us that see, come what may, accept it. Do not surrender to the situation, be bigger than the situations that surround you. And therefore, we are doing this mantra. In the next class, we'll be doing the introductions of each one of us. Also, we'll be going through the overview because we have had good foundational discussion on this. This is the whole curriculum of Balbodh Part 1, which is very simple. We'll be doing some basic readings of four Mangals, Tirthankar and Bhagwan, and Dev Darshan. Once we have sorted out the Namokar mantra, these three chapters becomes cakewalk. They're very, very practical. We'll be also tackling the issues of, Devapi, which is lifeless, because in some philosophies they do not do ideal puja. Yeah. Like in Islam, they don't do. Even in Jain philosophy, some people go to derasars, some go to temples, some do not. In Sikh, they have only Guru Granth Sahib in their temples. They go down to books, right? So we'll be doing different discussions. You also think about it. I'll share the PDF. You may run through these chapters. They are simple one-page reads, but we'll have more, conceptual discussions based on this. Like we have with this Namokar mantra, that it is a mantra, but unlike all other mantras, it is not devotion, just devotion. It is also affirmation. We'll be doing it in four Mangals, Tirthankar and Bhagwan. Like what is the concept of Bhagwan in our tradition, in our philosophy, and whether Dev Darshan should happen in sum of Sharan alone, or we can go and go down to a deity made up of marble or some metal. Does it do any good to us, or is it just another superstition? All such discussions I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to participation from each one of you. Any feedbacks in terms of speed, pace, duration? We already have one good thought that okay, we'll break this into with a few activities in between so that the 2 hours do not seem very long. We'll try to tackle this challenge, but I would want more participation and more questions like you all shared today. If any feedbacks are there, please share on them on group. And I'll also be sharing the short notes of what we discussed today and the last session as well. That will be useful. Okay?
Sir, may I
Let's.
have a
Yes.
Sir, may I
Yes, please.
suggest to use certain technical terms? Like in a day one, someone had also suggested it, which I agree, that if we can use some technical terms from Jinwani so that we'll be able to relate with the very Siddhant of the Jainism. That's
The
one.
first two sections have been just the introductory ones. We'll be doing exact. I'll also the names also will not be doing in English. The core names will be only done in Hindi, means in Mool Sanskrita or whichever language. But at the same time, we'll try to keep it, that I can relate with it. Like, why are we doing this? So that notion should not go away because then the purpose of Jinwani fades, right? So we'll definitely do that. Because next chapter is Tirthakar and Bhagwan and Mangals, Uttam and Sharans. So we'll be doing the basic terminologies only. Yes.
And sir, my second personal question was that that question is still not 100% satisfied. Of course, I did understand certain aspects which you clarified about the science of. I still feel that these two theories are clashing.
Which
That do we
ones?
get when we seek or we don't get when we seek?
When we do
So
not seek, bin mage moti mile, mange mile na bhik. When you seek, you get, but you do not get what because you do not see. Understand like this. Do you know what you want?
yeah, but there are
If you
many
do not
things.
know what you want, then how can you want? Because without knowing what you want, you'll always end up fighting this, losing this deal. Because you'll always end up wanting something that you do not deserve. So, therefore, because we do not know what we deserve, it's better that we do not want. It is what being said. But we'll discuss about it, okay, in the next
Yeah,
session.
I want to understand the science of both the theories. Like one theory is saying that you get, and one theory is saying that don't seek. So, which is the correct method
The
of
other
getting?
theory is that we will not be the beggars, simple. But regardless of getting or not getting, I'm not going to ask. That is the theory of Jainism. Do not ask. Be vitaragi. Be okay with what you have. Right? But we'll come to this theory in the next class. Once we do Mangal Uttam Sharan and we'll do Tirthankar in Bhagwan, then we'll say, okay, to whom to ask? To whom to ask from? Right? And I think that will solve a lot of mysteries.
And
Okay?
I'll add one more aspect to it that means seeking means what in terms of liberation only. For example, if I ask that I want something which can liberate me, like for example, it is a Jinwani or it's some Atmagnani guru or blah 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 blah. So should do we get it by seeking or do we don't
We,
get it by
what
seeking?
we'll do in the next class, we'll do while we'll be doing Mangal Uttam and Sharan, we'll be doing this model only. Okay, we'll do the model of, and I'll explain you how this whole karma thing works so that we have better perspective to deal with other topics. So I'll do that, definitely. Okay, चलिए, let's quickly do Jinwani Stuti. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिनवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है उसके लिए जिनवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. We'll do 9 times Namokar mantra. महावीर भगवान की जय हो.
Good.
जैन धर्म की जय हो. Jai Chandra, thank you.
Jai Jinendra.
Thank you, Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra, bye.